Hey, it's the publisher here, Mr. Kelly Cole. Listen, if you are a former professional athlete, if you are a former college athlete or sports coach, and you're looking to launch your speaking career, let me tell you, you need a book. If you're already out there speaking and you want to track more high paid speaking engagements, you need a book. It's not about creating more content to post on social media. It's not about recording a bunch of videos. It's not about doing more podcasts. The number one secret to attracting more high paid speaking engagements or even launching your speaking career is a book. Hey, I'm the publisher, Mr. Kelly Cole, and I help former athletes and sports coaches create best-selling books in 30 days to launch their speaking career, even if they hate writing and don't know where to start. So for the first time ever, I've created a free case study video that will not only show you how to write a book from scratch in as little as 30 days and become a best-selling author, it will also show you how to attract more high-paid speaking engagements. Now, to check out this free case study video, click the link that says learn more or go to booksforathletes.com. Real quick before you go, do not go if you're not a former athlete or sports coach, because you won't find any value in what I'm about to share. And don't go if your book is already out and already on Amazon. You won't find any value in what I share over there. But if you are a former athlete or sports coach, know that you need a book, or already out there speaking and you want to launch your speaking career, go check out that link now. Writing a book is not as hard as you think. It doesn't even matter if you don't know where to start. My case study video will show you how to start and get it done and onto the bestsellers list. So go now.
Welcome to the Books for Athletes podcast with your host, the publisher, Mr. Kelly Cole. Mr. Cole, a former athlete and best-selling author himself, has set out to take you behind the scenes of some of sports' forgotten heroes. He sits down with former professional athletes, college athletes, and sports coaches as they share stories of triumph, defeat, dedication, and perseverance. Here's Kelly.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Books for Athletes podcast. Today, I got a very special guest. I call him Champ. He is the swing champ. He went from Pensacola to the World Series. What's up, my guy? Thank you for being here.
Mr. Cole, man, thank you so much, dog. I'm talking about, dog, you don't understand how big of a blessing you are, man. So it's an honor right now. I appreciate you, no doubt, for real.
Likewise, brother. Likewise. Real quick, man, we just gonna chop it up about the book, man. Chop it up about what's going on with you. But let's start with your backstory. What was it like growing up in Pensacola, Florida?
Uh, Man, crazy enough, I was with my big brother last night. My mom's birthday was yesterday. Shout out to my mama. She my brother was telling us just these old stories on how he grew up on, Ann Jackson here in Pensacola, downtown Pensacola. And he was really, to be honest with you, I was telling him that it was so many stories that I didn't put up in the book. You know what I'm saying? Of us growing up on the Village Street. My mom had, 8 kids, and we had to fend for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And growing up in the house, in our house was what I kind of survival of the fittest, I guess you could say. You had to get it how you live, but it helped us grow into young adults. You know what I'm saying? My sisters, I don't know how many degrees she has. My brother's in the military. My sisters are very educated. It's just, it was crazy because during that time, we never knew, our situation, how we were living. My mom always made it seem like, everything was okay. So growing up in Pensacola for me was very much so some of the best days of my life. You know what I'm saying? I love Pensacola still to this day. I'm here in Pensacola, and I'm trying to get all of my family here in Pensacola.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
So,
man.
where did your love for playing baseball come from? How did that start?
Well, my uncle was the president of the ballpark that we played at in Warrenton Ballpark, the Warrenton All Stars. And my brother, I have a brother that's 53 years old, 54, so he's way older than me. All of my brothers are way bigger, They think they more athletic, but that
Mhm.
ain't the truth. But you know, growing up seeing them playing in the yard, you know what I'm saying, and they never gave me any slack. So with my uncle being the president, my cousin Marlon, he was my first coach. You know what I'm saying? I should have turned that off. But yeah, man, being able to have access to them like I did, the game, it was easy to kind of fall in love with the game of baseball. My mom didn't want me to play football, so yeah, man, it was easy falling in love. My brother, if I had to give anybody the credit, it was probably my big brother Steve. He was the one who introduced me to all the sports.
Mhm. So did you and Steve, did y'all have some battles on the
Oh, big
court,
time.
on the field? Talk about that.
Man, let me tell you, we stayed on the Village Street over here in Pensacola, dog, and we had a neighbor right next to us. Not Miss Nelly. Miss Nelly is our neighbor here, but it was I forget her name. I hope she don't watch this video because she gonna be on me because she used to be on my butt every day. But we painted a square like for the strike zone on the side of her house. You know what I'm saying,
Okay.
on the side of her house. And man, we would throw that tennis ball as hard as we could. And my brother struck me out every time. I've never gotten to hit up my brother until this one day. This one day he left one up, and we used to hit with a broomstick. And man, we had a big old backyard too. And man, I hit that ball so far. I felt like that if I had to pick a day where I knew I was a ball player, it was that day because I hit it. My brother was like the strikeout king around here, you know. So when I
Mhm.
was able to do that, man, and then after that, it was like it was always competitive. You know what I'm saying? Anything basketball, anything we did, we was battling, you know, each other. And I, like I said, man, it's crazy because I keep talking about it. My brother really was the one that, you know, created that, you know, competitive attitude in me, man. They were tough. All my brothers were very tough, very big, and they was like, you ain't finna be soft. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I took that onto the sports, football, baseball, and you know, I was able to do a lot of great things.
Good stuff. Tell us about your high school career. Like, where did you play high school ball and stuff?
Pensacola High School, the oldest has the oldest football program in Florida, named after the city. Um, Growing up, man, Pensacola, let me tell you, we had a guy by the name of Demontre Carter, who is considered probably the best running back to ever play in Pensacola.
Wow.
He ended up going to Auburn and Troy. But man, we had some of the best athletes. I remember growing up at PHS when I was younger, man, and sitting in the stands and just, I mean, our stadium would be packed
Wow.
with people watching. Basketball team was always fire. So many great names coming. I don't know if you ever heard of the name Mr. Winton, Mark Winton. Man, so many great 4 home runs in one game. You know what I'm saying? Like so many great athletes have come out of Pensacola, dog, Pensacola High School. But growing up, you know, in PHS, most of my family went to PHS, so we wanted to go there. You know, everybody wanted to go to PHS, and you know, I was fortunate enough to be able to do that and play with some of the best talent around. I can name off some of the greatest names in Pensacola history. You know, broke all type of records the years that I was playing. You know, so yeah, man, growing up at PHS is most definitely a pride that I hold on tight to for sure.
That's good, man. Did you go college? Where did you play college ball?
Mississippi State, you know, that was my first. I really, to be honest with you, I didn't even care about, you know, I wasn't thinking like that. I was so green. I was just happy to play sports. We had Alex Gordon, who was a top athlete, went to Vanderbilt. You know, I was behind him, and I never really thought about, you know, college like that until I met a guy by the name of Chris Fair. Chris Fair, good friend of mine, passed away. My coach, baseball coach and football coach, he started helping me my junior year travel around to these different colleges. So I
Wow.
had to run a 40, like a combine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had to go and do some camps. So when I would go to LSU camps and all this, I would run great 40 times, like 4.3, and I was a quarterback, so I had a strong arm. So you know, after I started recognizing that, it was like oh, I got a chance to go play some college ball. And that's when I went to Ole Miss offered me, Vanderbilt, Auburn, Mississippi State, SEC was all over me,
Mm,
and they wanted me to play as an athlete, but I ended up going to Mississippi State, basically because of Sylvester Croom, the first black coach in the SEC. He head coach, I should say, and a phenomenal man. This man came into my house. My mom cooked him a meal, and he treated me like I was his son. You know what I'm saying? I have mad respect for Coach Kroom, and even guys like Titus Brown, and what I'm saying, Quinn Culberson, Omar Connor, Jamar Chaney, like they would attest for this. And all these guys played with me at Mississippi State because he was so disciplined. You know what I'm saying? He was coach was like he wanted us to be men before football players, and that's the reason why I went to Mississippi State, man. And yeah, man, I wish I had all them cats on the call because they'll let you know that they Coach Kroon was the real deal for sure at Mississippi State.
that's good. So you went to Mississippi State to play quarterback?
No, I actually went. I wanted to, but they moved me to receiver first. I
Mhm,
played little receiver. What messed me up was I tore my ACL. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? I can't wait till more people read my book. But I tore my ACL, and because of that, that kind of hindered me. And I did that my senior year. So it was like nobody even knew if I was gonna play sports again. So they ended up making me a receiver, and when I went to receiver, that's when I started getting my mobility back. And then they moved me to defensive back, and that's where the shine started happening. You know what I'm saying? I started picking people off, and I started making all type of plays. And you know what I'm saying? Defense was really nothing that I really wanted to do. I was one of them offensive boys. Just give me the ball, let me make some moves and score. But after Coach Kroon was like one of those guys that he's been there, done that. He can look at a player and be like, "Yep, you are offensive lineman," or "You are running." He was that kind of guy. So I respected him when he moved me to DB.
Gotcha. So did you play baseball at Mississippi State too? When did you play college baseball?
Ron Polk, one of the greatest names in college football, he would come to my practices and sit right next to us as we were like right next to the DBs when we were practicing, saying, "Adron, you're playing the wrong sport. You're
Mm,
playing the wrong sport." Like he was the manager over there at Mississippi State. Like I said, one of the greatest names in baseball. You know what I'm saying? Not just
yeah.
know what I'm saying? He's the greatest name in baseball. And he would he would say, "Adron, you playing the wrong sport, dog." And with a cigar in his mouth. So he let me come and try out. I tried out and I made the team. Yeah, so
Wow.
I was a baseball player at Mississippi State too.
Wow. So when did it click that, hey, I can actually make baseball a career? When did that click?
Not until, after my situation at Mississippi State, man. Like I even after I left state, I really wasn't I wanted to go play football. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm,
wanted to prove to people that I was a football player. I didn't want a baseball player. I like baseball. A lot of my coaches were telling me I should play baseball, but I didn't want to play no baseball. I thought baseball was a soft sport. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was for guys that couldn't play football.
yeah.
So I end up going when I end up going to Pensacola Junior College, Pensacola State now, I I didn't recognize that I could be a me personally, even though I had guys like Coach Linwood, Coach Belich, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were telling me I could play, but I wasn't convinced I can play until I met Bill Hamilton. Bill Hamilton would whisper in my ear, and he was our manager at Pensacola Junior College. He would say, "Adron, you were making the right decision of playing baseball." And I would, work out with some teams that would come down and, see me practice. And that's when I really start, coming to the idea of playing baseball really stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't care too much about football no more.
Gotcha. So how did you end up in the pros? Did you go to the minor leagues first, or how did that work out?
Yeah, yeah. See, I was so green to all of this. I ended up signing with the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals were there to come see my homeboy DeMarcus Ingram. Um, when they would came to see him, I had a really good game that day, and they were like, "Okay, uh, we gonna let you come and try out." You know what I'm saying? Over here at Memphis, Tennessee. So like I said, I was green to the idea. I didn't know none of this process. So when when I got the chance to go try out over in Memphis, I thought I was just gonna be with the St. Louis Cardinals. I thought I was gonna be with the big boys. And then I found out about the minor leagues. So I ended up going to the minor leagues, which was obviously spring training first, but I ended up going to Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yo, what up? It's your girl JC, and listen, I have to send a special shout out to my guy, Mr. Kelly Cole, and the entire team at Publishing Advantage Group and Books for Athletes. They took so great care of me to the point that I know I'm the pickiest person. This book was supposed to have been finished last summer. However, there was some details that I needed to make sure that the book had because my audience needed it. And, you know, when it comes down to feeding and serving the people, especially as a former athlete and telling your story, you know you cannot be selfish with the material and give it away. And they worked with me from the time of my thought process to the time of conception, all the way down to now, top 20 hot release best-selling author on Amazon in 24 hours. Listen, if you're an athlete, you have a story to tell, and you don't know how to put it in book form just yet, don't worry, you're not alone, okay? Hit my guy, Mr. Kelly Cole, and tell him what you're trying to do, and I promise you he gonna get you right, all right? And of course, check me out on Amazon after the season. Shout out to the Books for Athletes family.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Johnson City, man. I love Johnson City. And after Johnson City, it was Quad Cities after that, then Palm Beach, which was low A, I mean high A. Double A was in Springfield, Missouri, and then Triple A was in Memphis, Tennessee. But I had 4 years before I made it to the major leagues and the minor leagues. And to be honest with you, it was a good thing for me because, making it in the major leagues, so many guys, athletes, I should say, want to be a major league baseball player, but they don't understand the process. They don't understand what it takes to get there. And that minor leagues kind of helps you prepare. Because like once you get on that stage, you get on them stage, I just seen you doing the Shark Tank. You know what I'm saying? I seen the book. It's like, man, it ain't no mess up. You know what I'm saying? It's you need to be ready and prepared for what you're trying to do to negotiate or whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
So the minor leagues most definitely was something that I appreciate to that. Some of the best fans I've ever had and friends still, like, I met them in the minor leagues. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, minor leagues most definitely. After going through there, yeah, it's beautiful. I love the minor leagues.
So how long were you in Johnson City, Tennessee?
Just a full season.
Just a,
Um, yeah, just one full season. And it's only what in low A you only play about 100 games or something like that. Not even. So I wasn't there for a long time. I had a host family there, and they oh man, they treated me like a prince, man. It was so beautiful. I really enjoyed Johnson City, Tennessee. Like the people, they were always at the games. I think behind our stadium, Steve Spurrier is a high school named after him. Is that true?
I don't know. I'm not for sure about.
Okay, but I don't know. I think it was a he had a school named after him right behind us, and I would try to hit the ball into his football field. But yeah, man, it was man, Johnson City was amazing.
Yeah, you got to come back and do a book signing, man. Let me know when
I'm
you.
ready. I'm ready, dog. Like I told you, I'm ready. I haven't been back to Johnson City since I left there, and a lot of the people that were there, that were Cardinal fan, they were like, "Adron, you gonna do great things." So it'd be nice to see if those people are still around and chat with them a little bit. Johnson City is beautiful.
We're gonna make it happen. All right, real quick. So you played 4 years in the minors. Like, when did you get called up, and what was that feeling like?
2011. Man, it was like a promotion. It was like everything, all the work that I've been through, all of the mistakes, all of the good times, like it was like everything was coming in full circle. And then I had a guy in Hammer, Chris Maloney, who who was like a big uncle to me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he cried. We cried together. When he told me that I was getting a call up, man, we cried right there, man, because he knew it was a life-changing moment. He knew that, if I took advantage of this, I could take care of my family. I could take care of my friends. I can represent the city of Pensacola. And he knew my ability. He knew I could be in the major league. So
Yeah.
that was most definitely a memory that I never forget because I had somebody that really my mom wasn't there, my family wasn't there, but I had somebody in him that was appreciative and proud that I did it with me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Malone, and shout out to Hammer, man. Hammer, I appreciate you, dog, for real.
What team called you up first?
The Cardinals. So it was the St. Louis Cardinals is who I spent most of my time with. So I
Gotcha.
was all the minor league teams were affiliated with the Cardinals, and then I end up making my debut the same day that I got there. You know, I came in a pinch run against Milwaukee, got a chance to meet my homeboy Prince Fielder.
Yeah.
You know, at first base, that's a cool cat right there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nigel Morgan. But I met all my teammates. You know, I was playing with Ira Pujols. You know, some consider the greatest ball player ever. Yadier Molina, I think is the greatest ball player ever. You know, Chris Carpenter, Edwin Jackson, Corey Patterson, Arthur Rhodes. Man, dog, Rafael Fakal, like Ryan Terrio, Nick Punto, Jason, man, like I was able to be around still now some of the greatest names in baseball, dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, the St. Louis Cardinals forever being, I'm always a Cardinal, dog, forever.
So you just throw my Cubs away. How long did you play for
I,
the
I
Cubs?
had to. I had to, man. But the Cubs, it was only for a season with the Cubs. But what I can say about the Cubs, though, what I can say and I love is that just like Cardinal fans, they have loyal fans in Chicago,
Mhm.
dog. Like I will say that I had an appreciation. I was there like the year before they won the World Series. So it was
Mm.
like the World Series was like they the year before they almost made it.
Yep.
At 2016 they made it. So it was like, man, dog, they the Cubs, man. I love it. If it was two organizations that I can say was the Cubs and the Cardinals, that you know, out of all of the teams that I played for, the Cubs represented themselves well. You know what I'm saying? The fans wise, they love Chicago.
For sure. All right. So talk about what did it feel like to make it to the World Series with the St. Louis Cardinals? What was that like?
It was surreal, man. Like again, I was green. This is my first year in the major leagues. I got my first hit. I got a couple game winning hits. I was standing on top of dugouts, you know what I'm saying, getting fans involved. Like I was doing things that a 18-year-old was doing his, you know, first time, you know, at a club. You know what I'm saying? Like I was green, dog. Like I didn't know what I was doing. It was like a kid at a candy store, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then boom, you know, you got Bob Gibson over here throwing out the first pitches. You got Michelle Obama in the dugout. Like it started to become bigger than life almost, it felt like. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to be a part of that. I was actually on the roster. You know what I'm saying? I was added to the team. Like still to this day, I have to, you know, pinch myself because it's like like my team, I wasn't David Freese. I ain't hit a home run. I wasn't Edwin Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't these guys that were contributing. Like, but they looked at me and was like, Adron, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm.
having that type of humble pie. You know what I'm saying? It was tasty, man. Like I was, man, it was some of the still to the I'm still living off of that. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is people still recognize those moments from 2011. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm able to share that wisdom that I have with younger athletes. So, man, that was an opportunity that I didn't know that was going to magnify to what it is right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very much so appreciative of being a world champion, dog. Like it's really it's a brotherhood. You know, we get
Yeah.
together every 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I can always go back to St. Louis and sit down and watch a game and they treat me with love. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a part of a fraternity. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's most definitely a moment in my life that I cherish that too. Like I'm a world champion, St. Louis Cardinals world champion, especially with the St. Louis Cardinals, one of the best organizations in the game of baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Historically, you know. So and I got a chance to meet guys like Ozzie Smith, Nelly. You know what
I
I'm
saw
saying?
that.
Nelly, my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to meet these guys and how they represented St. Louis, how they love St. Louis. I mean, Ozzie Smith loves St. Louis. I was happy to be a part of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Shout out to St. Louis Cardinals, the Cardinal way. You know what I'm saying? We do this every day. You know what I mean? Like for real. St. Louis all day.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler Campbell, and I am the author of The Ball Came Out, Life on the Other Side of the Field, brought to you by none other than the Publishing Advantage Group, Kelly Cole, and the entire team. Let me tell y'all something about them. Listen, they are there to help you. They really want to see you win. They want to help you get that message out. And collectively, as a team, you never feel like you're alone. There's no such thing as a bad question. They know the industry so well that they help you convey the message that will feed the masses of individuals that you come across. My book is #2 new release book on Amazon already, and it's already an Amazon bestseller. I hadn't even been a full week yet. All right. These individuals know what they know about the industry and they share it with you, right? And they only want to see you win. You're handled with care. Make your book a bestseller today and go with the Publishing Advantage Group. They want nothing but the best for you.
Dope. Talk to the young players out there. They got a dream, man, a goal. They want to make it to the majors. They want to win a World Series. What advice would you give them, man?
Man, program your brain for the right things. And what I mean by that is create a plan, man. Like that's one thing that I wish Mark McGuire, I never forget, I put this in my book too. The first thing Mark McGuire said to me when I made it to the major leagues, he said, now he grabbed me, big strong Mark McGuire grabbed me and said, he was happy for me, you know, you made it. Now create a plan on how you're gonna stay here. Roy Jones Jr., one of my good friends, dog. Roy Jones said, it's one thing, Adron, is to get here. It's another to stay here. So when it comes to the young athletes, the only thing that I ever pour into them, I'm always a fundamental guy. We got to learn how to catch. We got to learn how to throw. We got to learn how to do the basics. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we got to do the basics. So I try to teach them how to create a map on. We got the treasure at the end, but we here right now. We're not at the treasure. We're here. How are we gonna get to the treasure? We have to create a map. So what you watch,
Mm.
how you wake up in the morning, how you respect people. Are you a good teammate? How you respect your mother? Because you're gonna have a manager on that team. Your mom is that manager. If you can't respect her, you ain't gonna respect that manager. How you take care of your body. You know what I'm saying? If you are vaping and smoking and drinking all the time,
Mm.
you ain't gonna be no ball player. That ain't what Mookie Betts is doing. You know what I'm saying? So I challenge them to program themselves, and I say that because of things like television and these cell phones. You know, television. It's telling you what they want you to see. So if you want to play the game of baseball, you need to be programming yourself for baseball. You need to know who the home run king is. You need to know who won the World Series last year. You need to know, what it is how to throw a fastball or how to hit your cutoff man, or what's a double play, or what's the numbers of positions of the fielders. Like it's little bitty details like that it's more than just hitting home runs. It's
Yeah.
more than just striking everybody out. You know, when you make it to the major leagues, as you know this, everybody's good. Everybody's good. So it's like, how are you separating yourself from everybody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you only practicing at the field with the team, you ain't gonna be able to make because they practicing at home.
Yep.
They practicing in the bathroom when they brushing their teeth. They are envisioning themselves making a dive and play. So it's little bitty things like that that I tell the young athletes because I don't want to fool them and make them think that everybody can make it to the major leagues. That just ain't the case.
Right.
It's got the guys that make it to the major leagues separated themselves from everybody else, and that's what you have to do. They created a plan, and at the end of the day, that's what you have to do.
That's good, man. That's good. Great advice. It's all
No
about the
doubt.
details, man. It's all about the small things.
That's Sylvester Croom. Sylvester Croom said it right there. He used to always, there's a couple of things he used to say. He used to say, don't feel sorry for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. And then he used to always say, it's the details. How are you taking care of the little bitty details? It's the small things that matters. If you're an offensive lineman and you need to be stepping with that foot, with your foot turned that way, It's a purpose for that.
Yep.
I know you might not think it's a purpose because you ain't did it, but
Yep.
you also ain't made it to the NFL either. You
Right.
know what I mean? So all them jerseys that you got on the back up
Yep.
there, believe me, every first step that they took mattered.
Yep.
Everyone. And that's how detailed life needs to be for you. Like
Mm.
when you wake up, how are you waking up? You know, are you brushing your teeth first? Or you put like all that stuff matters. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, for you young people, I know it's a lot of talent out there. Create you a plan on how you're gonna get there. Create a plan, you know what I'm saying? And let the rest of it take care of itself.
Good stuff, man. We're getting ready to wrap it up, but real quick, talk about what has the book done for you? When we got on, you started to tell a little bit, but man, what has having this book done for you in your life? How has it changed?
Well, I could say honestly, I know a guy by the name of Quint Studer. He's the owner of the Wahoos. I don't know if you know that name, but he's a big time guy. You know, Quint. And I say that respectfully, Quint. I know you might see this. Um, but I'm saying that to say he said, Adron, when I wrote this, but he said, Adron, it almost like it gives you like that, like it was when I made it to the major leagues, like that revamp, like a platform. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And after writing this book, which took me forever, it seemed like to write it. I was so indecisive on what I wanted to put in it. But what this book has done, just like I just took that breath to be able to do it, it reasserted that killer instinct that I had when I played. Now I'm ready to tackle whatever. You know what I mean? I was able to tell my story. Some that I was been ashamed of. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of moments where it was like, man, what was I thinking then? And a lot of them, like the World Series, of like, people need to know how I felt. But now it's like I'm ready to take this thing to the stage. You know what I'm saying? I want people to be able to hear my story, hear my voice, and I want to educate myself in a way to where I can help people. And I know I can because I've been doing it all my life. I was able to be on a World Series team. Everybody can't say that.
Yep.
Everybody can't say they was able to be on a World Series team. I can. So I want to be able to share that experience, man. And that's what this book is doing for me. You know, I'm passing out people that just they'll come talk to me for a minute with no hopes of buying my book. And after they have a couple that conversation, they're like, man, let me get that book right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just opening more doors for me, man. And like I said, I'm so appreciative of you and your team, dog, because let me tell you, you know how bad I was. I was calling you, man. Hey, what can we do this, man? Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like I was aggravating everybody. But at the end of the day, I trusted you guys. You know what I'm saying? I from the stint of how am I going to be able to tell my story in a way to make it interesting? And that's one thing that I can say I appreciate you all for, and my girl, man. Like I appreciate her because she was able to really help me in a way to be able to get what I wanted to say out the way I would have said it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I appreciate y'all for that for sure.
Cool. Yep. I was just getting ready to that. That was my next question. How was it like working with us, and would you recommend other athletes coming to us to get their book done?
I actually did already, man. My man Tony Cruz, dog. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be happy with me telling you this. I told him just a couple of days ago. I said, he said, "Who you went with? You know, who helped you?" And I mentioned your name. You know, so you might be hearing a phone call from my boy Tony. And now because of this, I got my boy Edwin Jackson. You know, he just said, "Man, I need to put me out a book." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's a lot of people. They were like, if Adrian can put out a book, I know I can put out a book. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and that's something that you always said too, not disrespectfully, but like in a way of you got a story to tell, dog. Go and tell it. You know what I'm saying? We might need people to help us, but go and tell your story.
For
So,
sure, man. And you
yeah,
got a
man,
dope story too, man. And the book turned out great. Cover
man,
looked
yeah,
amazing. It, man, like when I see that cover and people holding it up, and man, it just looks amazing. It just pops out
man.
of it.
Man, everybody been talking about that cover. That's what they love about it. And that's my first picture in the major league. That's my
Wow.
first picture. So, yeah, man, I'm very appreciative of everything that you did, man. I really appreciate you. And I see the work that you doing, you and your wife, man. Like it's humbling. It's humbling, bro, because as a man, dog, it takes a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of work to be able to open up and talk about the things that y'all talk about, man. So I applaud you as a man. I thank you. I'm listening, brother. And you already know if anything I can do, I got you.
Likewise, brother. Man, appreciate you doing this. Oh, last thing. What was it like to see that your book hit the bestsellers list on Amazon? I know you were worried about
Listen,
that.
listen, let me tell you something. I can't wait to go to St. Louis. I can't wait to go to these different cities because I think it's gonna be even better. I think it's gonna keep doing that, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's just about now. I just gotta, do the due diligence. I gotta do the work. I gotta do the groundwork. But
Yeah,
man, when you posted that, bruh, that set it off right there. That just made me realize go after it, dog. Like go. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop. Go. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid. Just go. So I appreciate you, man, for real.
most definitely, brother. All right. Tell the people where they can follow you. And like you said, you want to do some speaking. How can they contact you to book you to speak and where you want them
Man,
to get the book?
please hit my email up 11adron Adron 56 at gmail.com. You can hit me up. I also have some websites. I got the reconnect, which is my nonprofit. I'm on Facebook, Adron Chambers. I'm on Instagram, Adron Chambers, or you can look up Swing Champ. You can find me. Please hit me up, especially for these speaking engagements, man. I feel like I have a message to share, and I've been doing this. Like I have a record of athletes that I never was the guy to film my stuff. Now I'm getting into that. But man, I got guys that, Jalen Moulton, man, I got guys all over the place that are doing great things. Athletes. I just got a young kid, Kingston. Uh he just left Spain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been doing this. Now it's just about this book is kind of helping me be able to, utilize more of these spaces. You know what I'm saying? So find out, hit me up, call Cole, you know what I'm saying? Like however you
Yeah.
got to do to hit me up, find a way to hit me up, man. Call me and I got you.
Appreciate it, brother. All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate you. We
All
got to
right.
make that book signing happen here, bro. I got to get you up on the wall, man.
I'm down. I got you. I got you. I got jerseys over here in the side. I got you.
Bet, brother. All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Stay up.
Already. You
Take care.
too.
Listen, thanks so much for checking out this episode of the Books for Athletes podcast. Do me a favor, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode. We want to help more athletes tell their story. We want to help more athletes get their story out. So if you could support this podcast, all I need you to do is like, comment, share, and please subscribe to my channel so we can grow on YouTube and start monetizing this channel. All right. If you prefer to listen, we're on all podcast listening platforms as well. Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Wherever you are, please like, subscribe, comment, and please share this episode with someone. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one.